42 goes down low. The 79 gets caught up in it just at the very end. The 67 though of Nathan Stanley makes it on through free and clear. He, Paul Ferdiani, and Larry Dickerson having a drag race down to the for one last attack, getting underneath him, not quite able to make it stick, having to lift once again. Oh, into exit of turn number 4, down onto the front straightaway here. Who's going to win it with the drag race? It's going to be Timothy Pope. First 3 and 4, 751 with a hefty lead here, about a half a car length as the one gets up into the wall with a run down. 200 feet. It's going to be a close one across the line. Garrett Welsh made it 3 wide on the far outside lane, picking up spots left and right here as everybody fighting for every single spot we go. Coming across the line, white flag. So here we go, final lap. Hello and welcome to some, what day is it? Yeah, it's Sunday. Easter Sunday racing. I just totally brain fart for whatever reason. Thought it was Friday, but it's not. It's Sunday. We're here. We're having some beautiful racing tonight at the virtual world of iRacing Super Speedway. This crazy 3-mile super high banked, super high speed racetrack is going to be home to the NTRL Super Speedway Series here tonight. And oh man, this is gonna be an interesting one. We're gonna have to wait to see how these drivers take on this bumpy and wild racetrack. So let's get on right down to it and get things all started off with the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And welcome back. As always, we have to say a huge thank you to the proud sponsors of the NTRL, and such as Davidson Builders up there in that northern New Jersey area. Be sure to go and give them a shout out if you're looking to put an extension on the house, maybe do a little bit some remodeling, or just changing out the kitchen sink. Be sure to head on over to Davidson Builders and get them involved in your project today so it can get done professionally and right the first time. So big thank you to Davidson Builders. Big thank you as well to DEP Graphics and some phenomenal paint schemes coming out of that garage each and every single day. So don't delay. Get yourself a great quality paint job here from DEP Graphics. Big thank you as well to Sim Gear Central with some amazing button boxes, where at the reach of your fingertips you can help control whatever you need to do in whatever simulation platform you're doing. It could be truck sim, could be farm sim, could be flight sim, it could be iRacing sim, or even the Sim Sims. Be sure to head on over to Sim Gear Central to be sure to pick up your next button box here today. Big thank you as well to Track Bar Media and their phenomenal edits of real life and the sim life photography and videography racing. Be sure to head on over there to see what they got. They've even got some apparel going up onto their website, so be sure to hit up Track Bar Media here today. And of course, big thank you to Beadle's Custom Car Carriers, where if you like the model trucks and model cars and all that, well, you need a model truck to carry all your model cars. Be sure to pick one up here from Beadle's Custom Car Carriers. As always, I am Alan Brown, and today I am hopping mad in the booth with my good buddy, the Brewmaster in general, who I just possibly made him want to leave.
It was terrible.
It was pretty bad, but Mr. Alan English is joining me here tonight in the broadcast booth. As always, Alan, we return to probably the quickest racetrack, but at the same time, most definitely the scariest racetrack we've ever visited.
It's definitely the deadliest. I mean, there's a reason they didn't build this thing in real life. Yeah, this 3-mile high banked paperclip is it's insane to watch the racing here. And these trucks out here in the draft are gonna be doing what, 235, something like that, maybe a little better than that. So it's gonna be pretty nuts out there. Guys trying to avoid each other on these little transitions and stuff when you go from the straightaway up into the turns. Sometimes your truck can shoot up the track, so you got to be aware of your surroundings. The track's super wide, so it's forgiving in that respect, but you're going to run out of room pretty quick when you're sliding up the track in the corners. But yeah, it's always fun to watch this one, and sometimes we see these races here at this track. There'll be a caution fest, and sometimes they'll run flag to flag. It just kind of depends on the night, but NTRL always puts on a good show, and I'm confident we'll get a good balance of those two here tonight.
And that indeed we are. As down there on pit road, our anger management specialist is in the house. Congratulations, you found all your Easter eggs here tonight there, Adam, and was able to join us in time, and we're getting ready to go racing here at a track that could definitely cause some anger, even though it's really nobody's fault.
Well, it's the nature of the business. You're going, 240 miles an hour. Packed house. I think, what do we have? Probably 30 cars tonight. You're going to have some mayhem. Somebody's going to get their feelings hurt a little bit. And I hope that happens. I want people to get their feelings hurt. So any of those drivers that want to hurt people's feelings, step right up. Put AAA broadcasting on your car. Let's make it happen. Let's get into something tonight. It's foggy on the track, so you can kind of blame it on that. Oh, I didn't see the guy. It was foggy, You can always come up with some kind of lie or excuse. And that's always the best part about racing, just jamming it to the next guy. We'll see if they do that tonight. I doubt it. They're pretty cool here at NTRL Super Speedway Series. I'm always hoping for a fight, though. Even on Easter Sunday, I like to see a little anger.
Such violence.
Well, I was born for violence, I think. In a good way. I don't like getting in trouble or nothing. But, when sometimes, like what do you say on Roadhouse? You got to be nice till it's time not to be nice.
That's right. That's
That's really true. But we're going to have fun tonight. Let me give you the rules here, Brown. 1 fast repair. 65% fuel. 3 sets of tires. It doesn't really matter for that. 18 incident points, you'll get a penalty. 6 incident points. Every other 6 incident point, you'll get another penalty. And the track weather. The track's 85, overcast, and 69 degrees ambient temperature. So it should be all right tonight.
It should be, as we take a look here at tonight's race info, and for the most part doesn't look too bad out there, other than the clouds and a little bit of fog. But these drivers are going to take on the racetrack either way as we get all buckled down into tonight's key to the race. And boy, oh boy, here comes the bump. These corners are treacherous at the entry and exit. The iRacing has done a good job of trying to smooth them on out, but there's still just that little bit of a hill that these drivers have to climb.
Yeah, and that'll be evident as the guys really get up to speed, and you'll see that everybody that's behind somebody, you're in dirty air, and all that downforce being taken off your nose, and those are going to be the guys that you see slide up the track. So sometimes we'll see them kind of get into wiggly snake line mode. So hopefully we don't see too much of that here. Hopefully the guys are able to maintain a good line here.
Yeah, and it's still, even though they took a lot of that dip out of 1 and 3, it's a little bit, it's still there a little, and it can push them up the track and cause for some craziness. That backstretch is crazy how you can overtake people, if you get a little pack. So it's just a fun track to pretend is a track, because it's not a real one.
Yeah, that indeed it is. As we thank you all for tuning in and watching on this wonderful Easter Sunday broadcast here with us. If you haven't done so already, be sure to hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell so you get alerted every single time that we go live. And of course, if you enjoy any of the action, be sure to hit that thumbs up button here so we can continue to grow this fantastic racing community as well.
Yeah, I already got some folks out there in the YouTube chat talking. Tower operators here saying good evening, hashtag Winker Nation. NTG is here saying Creed and DW are foamers. Good luck tonight, boys. Tristan Cotton running that awesome throwback paint, that number 7 Coors Banquet Chevy Silverado. That's an awesome paint there. Adam Strom saying evening, everyone. Hope everyone had a wonderful and blessed Easter. Right back at you, Adam. Good to see you out there. Happy Easter to you. And Tuckman T says happy race day. Good luck to everyone.
As here we go. Speaking of which, good luck to everybody as the drivers are starting their Le Mans style start down there on the front straightaway. Let's go ahead and tell everybody where their favorite driver will be starting here this evening with the 99 of America's driver starting up there on pole position, and right beside him is going to be the 26 of Canadian Dylan Ritchie. Starting right beside him, you got the 15 of the real Vincent Short starting here tonight in third. Fourth will be the Mac Daddy Mark Collins, driver of the 23 machine, up there in row number 2. Row number 3 is going to have the 78, Mr. Chris Jordan, having a pretty good qualifying time. He's got the Sisk machine. Oh god, we're already starting as they get some good qualifying times up there. You got Blaine Wilkes having a pretty good starting spot there in the 21 up in 7th. To his outside will be the double nickel of our good buddy Mr. Tom Barish starting here tonight in 8th. 9th will be the 14 of D. Alan Grote having a great qualifying time. And rounding out your fields, starting top 10 will be the 13 of the old man, Mr. Paul Durkee in the 13.
8 truck of Dylan Bryant will start in 11th place. Outside of him there in row number 6 is Crystal Villano in the 07 truck. 76 machine, Jeff Ottinger starting in 13th place. 14th right beside him, Kevin Winker in the 42. The 59 of Josh Williams will start in 15th place. 16th will be the 00 of Joe Bennett. The 5 of Anthony Williams will start in 17th place. 18th will be Nick Biddy in the 32 truck. And let's see, row number 10 here, we got James Lee in the 54 and the 12 of Benjamin McKinnon. That rounds out your top 20.
Well, 21st is going to go to Timothy Stubblefield, driver of the 92. The one and only, the one of DW is starting here in 22nd. 23rd is going to go to Chuck Kiger, starting up there in 23rd. 24th looks like it'll be Brandon Coleman in the 10 machine. Let's see here. We also got Scott Milner in the 31 starting up 25th. 26, Joe David in the 2. Nick Tucker starting in the 88 and 27th. AJ Evangelista to his outside there in 28th. 29th, Mr. Phil Ellis getting a pretty good job done up there, starting 29th. 30th will go to Mr. Tate Cawthorn. 31st is that 7 of Tristan Cotton, question mark. And Mr. Dave Holmberg, who looks like might be connect and disconnect here tonight, or maybe our race control or something. But that is your official starting field here tonight.
This guy's coming around, getting ready to take this green flag. And the tension's building. It's so crazy to see how fast these guys get to going once. I think it takes at least a solid 2 laps for these guys to really reach their top speed. Maybe the back stretch on the second lap.
Yeah, I think you're right there, English. But just to put it in perspective, these trucks were going 230 miles an hour by themselves in qualifying. So just let that be a warning to all you race fans out there as the pace truck peels off down onto a pit road, which means for the first time here tonight, as we're lined on up side by side, it is officially time to go green flag racing here from iRacing Super Speedway as the field puts the pedal to the metal and slings it off down the front stretch over towards turns 1 and 2. The 99 of Albert Anderson getting a great push here from that 15 of Vince Short. Dylan Ritchie finds a hole and is able to sneak down to that bottom side, so really no challenge for the time being, at least for that 99 of Anderson, but we still have the side-by-side shuffle and bustle going on amidst the fog here. The cameras are going to have a nightmare trying to keep up with the rest of these drivers here tonight as they remain side-by-side, shooting on down the backstretch into turns 3 and 4. You see the 78 of Chris Jordan trying to work that high side, hits the bumps into turn number 3, gets shot up the racetrack. Here comes the 23 of Mark Collins, sees a little hole down low. He's going to start to scoot his way on through, and he has some help from the 55 as the 15 of Short and the 26 of Ritchie tag team on up and scoot around the 99 of Anderson, completing lap number 1.
Laurie Vaught out there saying happy Easter. Good job on P1. Albert, good luck. Saw some connection issues, I think they're with the 21 Yingling Lager machine. That F-150 blinking out just a little bit. Hopefully they got that remedy. That's Blaine Wilkes in that 21. Might have it handled now. That's another great paint, by the way. The great paints out there tonight seem to be beer paints. I don't know. Maybe I'm biased, but I love that Roto-Rooter paint on the 13 machine as well. I love that one.
Yeah, he's going to try to clear out some drainage here and find his way on up through this clog of a racetrack right now.
He's got it flowing right up the middle there in a little turbo tunnel action.
All right, I see how today's going to go. 42 of Kevin Winker is doing a great job pushing him up through that middle. As almost some contact there. Goodness gracious, with good avoidance there by looks like Nick Biddy's being pushed by the 1 machine, the 23. You got the 2 up there. 59 Josh Williams down on the bottom row, as well as the 55 of Tom Barish is in that mix. So yeah, everybody really still just trying to get their feet wet and get the feeling for this racetrack, even though, oh no, we got dead people.
My goodness, Paul Durkee clipped a wall or something. What did he hit that just...
Oh, and it's still going. Oh, goodness.
Oh, he got spun and he hit the pit wall. We had an upside down number 14. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, you ain't kidding us. The yellow flag does come on out. Let's go ahead and see if we can't find the replay here of when that yellow came out. Exactly what happened up here. Up at the front, the weather conditions might not be conducive to our helichopper here tonight, but we're going to give it a shot. As, oh, yeah, the 13 just getting his bumper hooked by the 14 a little bit there. Goes spinning down, and oh, if you're squeamish, do not watch this replay. Goodness gracious, will just hits those barrels right back up the racetrack. Oh, my jeez.
Somebody came over the radio saying they had an equipment failure too, wheel locked or something, and I don't know what happened there, but my goodness, yeah, it didn't take long to have a decent sized wreck there. Remember, these guys only have the 1 fast repair here tonight, so a couple of them just got used. I guarantee you that.
Yeah, the NTRL graveyard continues to be filled on up, as last week we had Chris Gones, who just absolutely, I believe it was him that just got smoked by the inside pit wall at Indianapolis there. And well, here tonight, I now added Mr. Paul Durkee to that list.
Yeah, if you're gonna build a track like this, you might as well put a cemetery right next to it, or a crematorium, or or wood chipper, or whatever your preferred method of being laid to rest is. But yeah, that was very, very hard to watch there if you're trying to imagine that these are real racers.
Yeah.
Pretty devastating there.
Yeah, thankfully, we do not have to do that. There's quite a few people coming on down and in, but we did have 3 non-takers. That'd be Crystal Villano, Mark Collins, and Tom Barish elect to stay on out and move up the racetrack a few positions.
I think we're having a lot of fuel-only stops here. Just guys just topping off the tank there. A lot of 5-6 second stops. I'm sure that's what that is.
Sorry, I had to run real quick on y'all. I'm sure you made it
man.
without me. How was the crash? Was something cool happen? I missed that.
We think driver of the 13, Paul Durkee, might be dead after that. That was
R.I.P. Paul.
It was just
He's at the big casino in the sky.
the big poker room in the sky. Yeah, that was a terrible hit there.
I don't know who this Crystal Viano is. I've never seen this person, but I like their paint scheme. It's got some kind of shiny HB Hollow Boys Racing TV truck. So, all right. Well, I think I'm settled in for a little bit. You know, my life is never settled over here. Y'all know.
Yeah.
So
I know.
That's where we're at.
Got to take up arms against the invading Easter rabbits to defend your land.
I will eat them if they want to come on the property.
Heck yeah.
Challenge me.
A little rotisserie action. All you need is salt, pepper, and Tony's on a rabbit, you know.
Well, and they're supposedly better for you than chickens and easier to raise and stuff. So we've been bamboozled.
Delicious.
We'll have to start a rabbit farm.
Even the big swamp rabbits, big swamp jackrabbits, you know.
Oh man,
I'll feed a family of 4. One of them.
those things are huge. They got some big old jackrabbits out in West Texas, man. I've done it before.
Meanwhile,
Crystal's going to start inside row number 1 here, Brand, once the pace truck ducks on off here in half a lap.
that she will. She'll be able to get probably the best seat in the house for the time being up at the front. Meanwhile, we do thank Bruce and Muehlberger Custom Homes sponsoring the caution flag here for the Super Speedway.
Oh, we had an incident. Philip Ellis lost control of his vehicle somehow. Said his screen went black, I think, during the pace lap.
Oh, man. That might have been who I heard on the key up on the radio saying they had an equipment failure.
It happens.
It does.
It most certainly does.
You ever had a Windows update in the middle of a race? That happened to me one time.
No.
It minimized iRacing right in the middle of a race. I'm like, oh my God, you gotta be
Thanks,
kidding.
Bill Gates. You ruin everything else in the world. You even ruined your iRacing
It was
experience.
terrible.
Well, speaking of the experience, here we go as the pace truck peels off down and out of the way. The 07 and the 23 starting things off side by side as the green flag waves here once again. The 55 gonna try to follow that 07 all the way out up to the front, but she gets a little bit too good of a restart here. Gonna be watching for that outside lane to come back with a whole chunk of momentum as they stayed fairly grouped together here, being led by the 23 of Mark Collins. You got the 99 of America's driver Albert Anderson up there. Same thing with the 15 of Vince Short as the shuffle and bustle continues its way down through the racetrack and down the backstretch as these drivers get back on up to speed. They're at 220 miles an hour right now, and we're expecting them to go even faster.
Clean air is king here now, and Crystal just had her clean air taken away as a couple of trucks dive down and take the lead on that bottom line. I think this is the start of that Lazy Susan effect that you talk about, Brown, where the outside line will get a run and duck down in front of the lower line, and then they just kind of rotate. They just rotate as long as we're green.
And that's, again, that's probably what we're going to expect to see here, especially if we get a long green flag run, just that lead position continuing to change. Meanwhile, here comes that 00 Joe pushing the 15 of Vince Short up along the middle lane as the 32 goes to the far outside lane. That's Mr. Nick Biddy trying to make a name for himself here tonight.
We got 3 wide, 2 rows deep, 3 rows deep. Now they're kind of shuffling back through.
That's at least one of the benefits here. Yeah, it's a 3-mile track, but it's almost about as wide as it is long. There is plenty of room to go racing here. So these drivers, 3 wide, might be a little uncomfortable as they hit those bumps coming in and out of these corners, but they've got a ton of room to race.
They're making it work. I mean, see a little 4 wide every now and then as they shuffle through, but they do have the room for it if they can stay safe there. What you got, Adam?
No, Nick Biddy's just driving like a maniac. He dipped down and got back into the racing line. Somehow he got back in front of Joe David. That was a nice move at speed. So there's racing moves happening out there. Pretty fun to watch. Look at Blaine Wilkes and the Yingling machine. I haven't seen a Yingling truck before. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it looks like he's got his connection issue figured out, so 21 F-150 is looking good up.
He's trying to follow that Skunk Works machine up in front of him here and try to get a big run, which he does. Oh, he's going for the turbo tunnel. He sees a hole and he's going for it.
Using that middle line, side drafting, you got a very low resistant area to run there right through the middle. This track is wide, and the guys are trying to give each other room, and somebody's going to take advantage and jump in the middle. It happens.
Look how fast these guys are. Dylan Ritchie and Tristan Cotton are making ground. 23rd and 24th. They're really doing some good drafting, and they're hanging with the main pack. I think that's key. A big one, you know.
They're going to catch the main pack if they stay at it here. They're not far behind.
No, they are not. I mean, they're definitely within drafting distance. They're only about 0.3 of a second off of Chris Jordan and Benjamin McKinnon here, so they're definitely staying on up and in it. However, though, you do have AJ Evangelista kind of outside of it. He's hoping that the 98 of Tate Cawthorn gets on up back to that back bumper so they can kind of tag team and work together. Same thing with Nick Tucker in the 88. He's got the 22 of Chuck Geiger. Starting to slowly catch on up here.
Oh, diving down to the inside line is the 42. Winker making tracks and making positions there. Mercy.
Hashtag Winker Nation. He's an aggressive driver. We know that from other leagues we've seen him in.
He's also a champion, too.
No, he's very good at this stuff. And he's got the coolest man cave, you know? I don't know if he's up on that brown on his driver cam, but pretty cool.
Unfortunately, he is not, but that is okay. Meanwhile, the kind of Lazy Susan has stalled out for the time being. Up here, up at the front, you got the 8 of Dylan Bryant leading the charge with the 42 of Kevin Winker, 15 of Vince Short, and 00 Joe Bennett all tucked into line.
Some drivers out here showing quite a bit of patience and just kind of holding what they got for now. It's going to be a long road. That S4 guy out there on the YouTube channel saying HBR, go fast, turn left. Hollow Boys Racing got some cars out there. So does Beer Money Racing. The Goats.
Yeah.
We got some awesome teams out here that work really well together and fun to watch on Sunday and Monday.
I got a real race going on right now. Real NASCAR race.
Boring. Who would ever want to watch that?
I'm watching this.
I mean, this is better because we're here, you know.
Where are they racing?
I mean, they don't talk about, I don't know, Richmond or something. Where are they?
Ah,
I think they're in Richmond. They don't ever talk about conspiracy theories, Florida man, or you know, like aliens on their broadcast. So this is way better on a Sunday.
They don't read. They don't read comments from viewers. They don't do that.
Yeah. Ooh. The 21 and the 2 got into it. Traded some paint.
A little rubbing.
Yeah, Blaine Wilkes
Nothing wrong with that.
doing his best to get some good charge. Oh, Albert trying to sneak through an open door that was quickly. No, that wasn't Albert. That was Albert trying to help close the door as someone was trying to enter it. That was the 91, or excuse me, 21, Blaine Wilkes trying to sneak his way back down into that middle line, but not quite able to get there in time.
Yeah, and he's bleeding positions now. He's got to find a way to get back down into one of these lines. There he goes. He's got it.
Meanwhile, just up ahead, we got the 32 of Nick Biddy, who does have his camera on here tonight. Following behind that hashtag Winker. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm just having a rough night here tonight, fellas. Following behind the 42 machine and just putting in the work, kind of sidestepping out to the outside a little bit, maybe just making sure to get a little bit extra of that side draft. As you saw there, gives that 42 a little bit extra of a push up to the 8.
well, Tim Stubblefield, that Stub Nation Chevrolet, kind of peeking to the outside, kind of testing the water, seeing if anybody wants to go with him. Either that or he's trying to cool his truck off, putting that grill out there and get some cool air across that radiator. Poking his nose out there, seeing if somebody will go with him. I think that's what he's doing.
And these guys are going like 225 miles an hour, and it feels like a 5-mile track. It is so big. It takes them quite a bit of time to get around. I mean, 46 seconds is pretty quick, but just seems like a super long track. Yeah, I'd see.
Yeah,
Definitely three miles long. Yeah, it's long.
3 miles wrong. I'm just gonna stop talking. Keep stumbling over myself. 3 miles long, but these guys are running quicker than they would at Daytona or Talladega. Like lap time wise, they're about 10 seconds faster, and they're going half a mile further. So that just tells you how fast these guys are actually going. As got some lap traffic causing a couple of issues here.
Yeah, think about this. That lap traffic is going a lot slower than this big pack who's all drafted with each other. So you might not think there's that big a difference in speed, but it's crazy huge. Oh, here we go. Contact. 92's in the wall.
It's able to keep it pointing in the right direction, but he's got people coming up that back bumper of his. Oh, my goodness. Big checkup for a few drivers. And, slipping and sliding back down the hill coming out of the corner.
92 looked like he was trying to shut the door on somebody there and was doing a little blocking work on the, oh, my goodness. Which truck was that?
Man, I couldn't really tell here. All I know is there was definitely some wall scrapage going on there for the 92 machine.
'07 calling out pit stop. Crystal Villano going to come down and get some gas.
She's one of the ones that did not come down during that last caution. So yeah, it's starting to run out of fuel just a little bit. Now the good news for them is, especially her and the other three that did not come down, like Mark Collins. These other drivers, they're going to have to come back down and in as well relatively soon. It's not like they've got like still half a tank of gas left. They only came in, lap number 4. So they've only got about a couple extra laps left.
Tim Stubblefield's out there running with a meatball flag. Did he come down into the pits yet?
He has, yes. He is now down into his box. So he's getting probably his faster pair at this point, making sure he gets all fixed on up. Meanwhile, it's 3 wide up here, up at the front. 99, the 8, and the 32 taking it 3 wide.
Ellen Ritchie looks like he may have gotten DQ'd. Yeah, he's no longer being scored, so I don't know what happened there. Tom Barish has a packet loss. Dadgummit. Hate to see that.
The internet bug strikes again. We saw a brutal incident of internet striking back against the race leader on Wednesday night, and it seems the internet still has some hunger for revenge here, even though it's Easter Sunday.
And speaking of internet problems, the 21 being called out on the radio saying, "Hey man, you're blinking real bad again." It's intermittent. It's not all the time. It's just every now and then he'll blink a few times. And of course, in pack racing like this, that does not make the other drivers very comfortable to race around you.
No, especially at almost 250 miles an hour.
For sure.
Going door to door to door here, as you can see the 00 of Joe Bennett out to the far outside lane as the 6 and the 15 are up underneath him. One of DW able to slide his way on down into the bottom row as we went 4 wide there. Oh my goodness, with some lap traffic and some contact as well. Goodness gracious, it is an all-out brawl out there.
Everybody's keying up on the radio saying they're pitting. That's why you see everybody moving to the bottom there.
Oh, and we even had one scrape the pit wall there. Looked like it lost a tire before it magically reappeared on his race truck. So good entrance, though, from Albert Anderson, the 8 and the 42 of Bryant and Winker all making their way on down and in. So right now, the 6 of Caleb Sisk out in front with 00 Joe, Blaine Wilkes. You got the 1 of DW, Vince Short, Joe David, Jeff Ottinger, McKinnon, Coleman, Williams, and Jordan still out on the racetrack. Expecting them to come back on in here in just a moment.
They're all pitting this next time. The radio's going crazy out there. Chuck Kiger in the 22 with a meatball flag. Hopefully he can get that all fixed up and ready to go.
As the scatter shot, and DW locks up the brakes and gets a little sideways. Able to keep it pointed in the right direction, but not the smoothest entry there for the one machine.
Still no black flags for speeding on pit lane. The pit lane speed limit is 65 miles an hour, a lot faster than these guys are used to, so be careful not to slide through your pit box, boys.
Yeah, I think you saw that. Quite a few people slowing up quite well short of their box.
13 spun it around. He's going to have to get that thing pointed back straight in the pit lane. 88 black flag, Nicholas Tucker speeding on the pit lane. Yeah, iRacing Super Speedway definitely showing its teeth here tonight, as here comes that 42 of Kevin Winker back down across the line, trying to catch on up to the rest of the drivers that recently did pit. They're in the middle of the pit exit here, so they're going to see some kind of merging issues and people coming back up onto the racetrack. But right now you got a whole bunch of those Team All-Star guys racing well together right now. Yeah, Team All-Star. I can't believe I didn't mention those guys when we were talking about the teams earlier. They got a big old team out there, and they work well together as well. Green flag pit stop. So this is going to kind of spread the field out a little bit. And you're going to see these smaller packs start to kind of come together. And the thing about those packs is it's like bubbles in a sink. They're going to start joining each other. You're going to start seeing these packs get closer to one another, and eventually we're going to have a couple of big packs again. You watch.
Right now, with Kevin Winker is in tow is Albert Anderson and Dylan Bryant, and then just outside of them is Caleb Sisk and 00 Joe Bennett, with James Lee creeping on up here as well, and they're all within drafting distance by the looks of it. Maybe James Lee just outside of it. He's got to be very careful here. I think he's lost it. He was kind of hovering right on that bubble. It's kind of like your gravitational pull, your sphere of influence. He was just outside of that as Sisk and Bennett got sucked up into the front group.
Nicholas Tucker and that lineman number 88 Chevrolet still sitting on the pit lane. I don't know if he's serving a penalty or looks like he he is serving a penalty. Just got his fast repair done. There he goes. He's off and rolling again.
Gonna cost him a couple of laps down there on pit road. We got Blaine Wilkes leading a pretty decent sized pack here. It's got Chris Jordan, Brandon Coleman, Benjamin McKinnon, Jeff Ottinger, and Anthony Williams in tow. Meanwhile, James Lee still out in no man's land. His only hope right now, though, is the 15, the 1, the 32, and the 2 all working together here, slowly making up some ground.
Thank everybody for joining us out there in the YouTube land. If y'all like what you see here tonight, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, and that helps us out some. Doesn't cost you nothing. Subscribe and mash the notification bell thing. Sometimes we do unscheduled charity races and stuff, so that's where that notification bell will come in handy.
Or public canings.
Yeah.
I think we need to start up an official, like, AAA broadcasting the official public caning station across the U.S.
#1 supporter of public caning, corporal punishment. I'm gonna Yahtzee real quick.
Oh, you're good. As the 78 Chris Jordan continues to have the field behind him kind of tuck into line. He's still got Coleman and a whole bunch of others, but then Mark Collins, got Stubblefield, Crystal Villano starting to jump in the line there. Williams, Cawthorn just outside there. So we got a whole bunch of drivers starting all to group on up and try to take down the main pack, being currently led by the 42 of Kevin Winker, as we're quickly approaching the halfway point here from iRacing Super Speedway. Thank you for the like there, Mr. Mike Eden. Hopefully you're having a wonderful time and a fantastic Easter holiday here on this wonderful Sunday. We got some great racing action going on out here at the racetrack tonight. James Lee still waiting for that run, and here they come. Looks like Vince Short and company gonna fly up underneath. He's got to dive down now, though, if he wants to try to catch that draft. Ooh, it's gonna be close. 3/10, 4/10, 5/10. Oh, it's getting tense. Trying for that 54 machine to hopefully have a lifeline here. And it's close. I don't know if he got it.
Thank you, Mikey Eden, for sending a like our way. We sure appreciate it. Russ Endicott joining us out there, pulling for Team All-Star. Thank you, as always, Russ, for all your support on and off the track.
He sent us a like. Well, we got several people in here, and we only have like 9 likes, so I'm kind of embarrassed and ashamed of myself.
Oh, that's not that bad. That's half.
No,
that's 50%.
That's just shameful. I always thought we were going to do this and have so much fun. We were going to have like thousands of likes, you know? And we were going to be like big time influencers. And I was going to go to, fancy places and actually go to the... Yeah, I thought that was going to happen.
You thought
the dream is still alive, though. The dream is still alive.
The yacht dream? You still dreaming about that
yacht?
Yeah,
I got the yacht fund going. It's up to... I can go to Academy and get one of those little Pelican canoes. So they're about 300 right now.
You can get one of those swivel seats with the spring on it?
No, I'm not up on... I don't have...
Not that far yet?
That fund's not there, but you can always aspire. Something like that.
You can get a battery tender for your trolling motor battery, your deep socket battery.
Ooh, hang on. We have 11 likes. We're not even close right now, okay? We're going to need to step up our game. Anyway, we're having fun. What happened there, Brown?
Oh, Yellow's out. Crystal Villano's around, going through the grass. 92 of Stubblefield's in trouble.
Looks like James Lee as well having a problem there. Let's go ahead and take a look-see back at what happened here. As we're kind of going 3 wide. Looks like the 07 and the 54. Oh, the 54 maybe got a little loose with some of that bump draft and slides on down the racetrack just a little bit. Comes back up the track collecting the '07, and then it was just a slow pinball game there. No, just the 92 of Stubblefield. Almost able to get clear of it, but not quite. And then some good maneuvering there. Kind of splitting through the 7-10 split.
Some of these drivers may be able to get away with not using a fast repair because they didn't have that much damage. Oh.
You good? Or am I the one having issues? Well, I might be the one having issues out here. As looks like Discord on my end might be having a few issues, but don't you worry, we're still live, bringing you some content here from iRacing Super Speedway in the Num Thumbs Racing League Super Speedway, second race of the season, as the field looks like it's coming on down and into a pit road. Kevin Winker, Albert Anderson, Dylan Bright, Caleb Sisk, and a whole bunch of others all topping up on their fuel tanks here.
Short. And Derek Welch.
And looks like Discord decided to fix itself.
Well, we having issues there.
Yeah, I lost you guys there for a second, and it was 100% on my end as everyone was coming on down pit lane. But thankfully, the broadcast is still alive and well.
So I was like talking to myself.
Yeah, we both were, I think.
We're like a bunch of clowns over here. I had some
That'd
good
be all right.
commentary too in the can.
Yeah, that is good here as the field comes on down and out of the pits. A nice quick fuel-only pit stop for quite a few drivers. Others maybe taking some tires and what have you here.
Jessica Stubblefield joining us, saying better late than never. Hey guys, thank you for joining us. Jessica, hope you had a good Easter with the fam.
Hit the like button, as we know you always do.
Yeah, oh, I'm sure she does.
I mean, they need to
And then,
subscribe, like, because the wheels are against us. Everything's against us at AAA Broadcast, and I've said some outrageous things, and I've been kind of shadow banned by the people that run the sites and stuff.
I don't know if
The
that's
Zuckerbergs of the world, they don't care for my type. So we got to overcome that by hitting all the likes, and we get the algorithm. Then
You
we
mean
change the game.
pit reporters? They're against pit reporters?
No, just me. Like, my views on society as a whole, and maybe, my independent thinking.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Stuff like that. We get deep in the weeds here, NTRL. Thank God we have DW as our leader. I think
Yeah.
that incident with the forklift really, you guys do whatever you want. He lets us talk crazy.
I mean, it made him realize what's important in life, and that's freedom. And
Yes, thank you, DW.
all that.
We love our freedom here.
And it took that brush with the Grim Reaper and a forklift to really
A forklift can do it.
jog it. Yeah.
He
Yes.
might have seen some angels that day.
I'm sure his life flashed before his eyes and his leg, and Jessica Stubblefield out there saying Tim Stubblefield could be a mile away and still getting a crash. And he was involved in the last one there.
Oh man, yeah, it happens. Speaking of DW's leg, you think is holding up tonight?
He seems to be doing all right. It's been kind of up and down
Yeah,
here tonight. Still in the lead lap, it looks like. So
he's in the top 20.
look at the fastest lap of the race, 46.191. Of course, this is not a restricted plate race. It's pack racing. So definitely got the best toe off of somebody on one of those laps.
Yeah, that's the key. Here we go, Brad.
Yeah, He does, as here we go indeed, side by side. Once again, as the pace car peels off down and out of the way, which means it is time to go back to green flag racing here from iRacing Super Speedway with 26 laps left to go. Yeah, that's right. We're already way past halfway here at this point, and we're closing in on the final 20 laps of this thing, as that bottom row being led by the 99 of Anderson gets a great push by the 6 of Caleb Sisk, having a fantastic run down there.
Have a mad dash by drivers to find their way here. A couple of guys. Oh, contact the leaders around.
Ooh, that's a lot of stuff happening.
99 and the 6 go slipping in sideways down the backstretch here. Yellow flag does come back on out.
Some not happy drivers on the radio there.
Were they fighting?
I don't know. I saw contact between the 6. Was that the 99?
Oh, it was behind them.
It was behind them?
It was looked like the 42 and the 15 behind the 99. Oh man, I think this is some push the pusher action going on. So we slow it down. See the 42. So the 42 gets up into the 99, and then the 8, I think, because of the checkup, gets into the back of the 42, which gets them loose down into the 15, which also gets down into the 6, which then pops back on up and gets into the 99.
I see the little bump there from the 8 when the checkup happened from the 42. Yeah.
It was the billiards action going on.
Yeah. That sent Anderson spinning and Sisk down into the infield.
Yep,
Mercy, that could have been worse.
It could have been a lot worse.
Could.
Right. And you got to be quick to lift here, guys. I mean,
yeah.
Always be ready. You can't brake. I mean, if you brake, it's going to be complete mayhem.
You lose control when you brake. Yeah.
Right, but by lifting, you have to be ready to lift, and guys around you and gals need to be watching for that lift ahead of them. Sometimes you're so tight, it's hard to kind of stay with the guy in front of you, but
when you see
pack racing,
when you see a wreck happening at the front of the field, that's like the worst case scenario in a pack racing situation where you got so many trucks lined up behind.
Because not everybody sees. Right, and not everybody sees what's going on. And I mean, I know we have spotters here and spotters in real life, but
yeah,
in iRacing, the spotting isn't always spot on.
No, it's not.
You know. So.
But I think these guys race together enough to know that, when you see something going on like that up in front of you, get out of the gas. The field is going to be frozen. I mean, if it's obvious there's going to be a caution like there was just then, get out.
And that one ended up okay. I mean, for the most part, we didn't collect 20 drivers,
Sure. Yeah.
Which can definitely happen. The old iRacing Super Speedway, the gift that keeps on giving.
That's right, man. We knew it was going to be fun tonight. We just didn't know, how many cautions we was going to have. But there hadn't been a whole ton. I mean, this is what, number 3?
Oh yeah, we've seen
3. I think it's
3.
I think it's number 3.
I wish we had a counter for that. That would help iRacing.
2/3 over. I mean, well, it will be when we restart. It'll be 2/3 over.
2/3 over. Feels like we just started.
We'll restart about lap. Well, maybe 39. I don't know.
I don't either. I don't know much, Concerned,
I know that this Easter Sunday's been a good one.
I thought it was some kind of visibility day for some person of something. It was Easter today? I thought it was a visibility day for the some kind of community.
I have
No?
no idea what you're talking about.
Well, you had to get on the White House log and see what they proclaim today as. And it's not Easter.
I'm
So if you're
pretty sure
picking
it's
up what I'm
Easter.
putting down, well, it is Easter today. But the White House is celebrating some other day that they've created. You might want to get on the Googler. I'm going to leave it at that because I don't want to be too divisive tonight. I don't want the anger and hate to roll. Did I stump you, English?
Yeah, but I'm looking.
You're picking it up now, aren't you? I'll send you a DM.
Yeah, send me something.
Gotta know what I'm working with.
I got 3 things I'm trying to pay attention to. Yeah, Bruce is with you. He said, "Preach on, Adam."
Thank you. He knows what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have to say
I've
it.
been on the road today. I've been eating tamales and driving.
Oh, you lucky dog. Tamales? I bet they're homemade too.
Homemade, you betcha.
Lucky.
Yeah, my wife and her family got together. Of course, they're from Mexico, and when they get together and got enough of them, they make a lot of tamales, and they were good. It's like we're going green.
Sweet.
And that we do as the 42 and the 00 get things started off side by side. The 5 of Anthony Williams up there. Same thing with the 21 of Blaine Wilkes as the drivers continue to pound down and try to get around here at iRacing Super Speedway side by side as the 00 kind of needing some help up there on that far outside lane. Waits for the 23 to come. Here he is as the 32 and Nick Biddy's giving him a shove. And we got to watch out. Might have a situation just like we did just this last caution. Got to watch out for some of that pinball action.
The little pinball machine. Number 8, Dylan Bryant there in the Pepsi machine just driving it like he stole it. Ooh, he got the block job by Tristan Cotton, looks like. Fun.
That he does as we continue to race side by side here. Everybody shuffling and bustling, trying to get up into a good position here as we start to close in on the final 20 laps of this race.
This fog is just kind of a downer to me, you know? I want to see bright lights or sunshine. I feel really, like I'm in the middle of LAX or something right now. Just smoggy.
The smog.
Yeah. Yeah, fog, smog, that's what it looks like.
Shauna Rita out there joining us saying, "Go Winker, #Winker Nation." Winker sitting right there where he wants to be, I think, on the inside line. Look at DW leading this outside line.
His ears must have been burning.
Well, he's got some friendly help behind him there. Got Mark Collins there with him. He's got the 5 machine, Anthony Williams, a long-time league member. I'm sorry, that's the 32 Nick Biddy. I'm an idiot. I can't read numbers.
I didn't think you could read, period.
The jury's still out. Some 4 wide action coming down the front stretch. Oh, goodness. Near contact between the 6 and the 21.
As the field continues to kind of spread on out, 3 wide, 4 wide action going on there with the 8 of Dylan Bryant kind of stuck up in the middle.
88 moves on up in front of Stubbs there in that outside line. Now we got 3 long lines here, all side by side.
Oh, and one up against that
Down to
outside
the
wall. Oh, my goodness.
It might have been a little glitch I saw there. I thought I saw the 8 go into the wall and disappear, but I think it was just on my screen.
Yeah, but we did also have one that was stuck up against that outside wall and just parachuted their way all the way to the back.
Getting pretty racy out there. Got Milner's disconnected.
Yeah, Scott was having issues from the get-go. He only ran about 18 laps. Same thing with Dylan Ritchie before he disconnected. James Lee also has disconnected for the evening here. Meanwhile, Nick Tucker still down inside of pit lane for the time being.
What's making me nervous is I'm starting to see that side-to-side snaking action from these lines more and more. When you've got lines beside each other, you're going to see some contact.
Yeah. And it's the air coming off all that traffic too.
Yep.
A lot of aerodynamic issues when you get this many trucks this fast together.
All right, so take a ride here with the 15 of Vince Short behind the 92 of Stubblefield. You can just kind of see that as they enter the corner. Goodness, that bump just making some of these drivers drift up the track as the 6 almost arrow shoves. Looks like the 5 or somebody up and out of the way.
And I'll tell you what, this has been a fun one to watch. Thanks to all the sponsors for making this league happen with along with DW. Numb Thumbs Racing League is definitely alive and well here, and we're going to see this league come back tomorrow night with the Cup Series.
Where are they?
You would have.
Ooh, we got one going around the 14. Oh, ooh, man. 2 getting involved.
As well.
Yeah.
That one hurt.
The Alan Grote in the 14 machine. Oh, he just got smacked again.
Oh.
Can I get out there?
Take a look back at what happened here. Head on up to our old chopper camera.
Be at Chicagoland tomorrow, Adam.
Started off as a little net code there between the 21 and the 14. Got the 14 sideways, and then it was game over from there. And then, yeah, like you said, the 14 just
net code. Yeah.
Was kind of going for a ride, and then just gets clipped there at the very end. Oof. Goodness,
Net code is part of the game.
Not what those drivers wanted to have happen. Meanwhile, though, we're going to take a quick step aside here under this caution. And say a huge thank you to some of these fantastic proud supporters. And when we return, we'll have the closing in on the final 10 laps here of this race here from iRacing Super Speedway in the Numb Thumbs Racing League Super Speedway Series. And welcome back as the pace truck peels off down onto pit road, and here we go, closing in with the final 12 laps of the race here at iRacing Super Speedway, side by side as they enter that Geico restart zone, and away we go once again with the 6 machine up at the front with the 8 of Dylan Bryant.
Oh man, a little side to side action there by the leader to try to keep that position up in front. Talkman T out there saying pulling for AJ to get a great finish here. AJ Evangelista in the 05 machine. Love the patriotic paint jobs on some of these trucks.
As they continue to run side by side here, the 1 machine doing a great job pushing up at the very front. Meanwhile, though, you got the 8 machine trying his best on the outside lane with the 42 of Kevin Winker, one of his teammates right there, right behind him. AJ Evangelista in the 05 trying to claw his way on up through some of this chaos as the field makes its way on down the back straightaway here with about 11 laps left to go.
Still reaching speeds of 235 plus miles an hour.
Yeah, and 11 laps is still like 30 miles, you know. We got a
yeah,
33 miles.
33, yeah.
I'm pretty good at math. Like I passed in like grade school.
I'm with you. We're on similar level, I think.
You know, I know my multiplication tables.
They don't even teach that anymore. Did you know that?
Why? Because they just use their phone.
I guess.
Is that all they do? Hey, just put it on the phone. Let it work itself out for you.
You remember they used to make us carry them bulky big calculators around, you know?
TI.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness!
that's a crash. 8.
The eighth
Oh
round.
gosh.
I thought they could avoid that, but my goodness, 12 heavy damage as well.
And that happened right in front of the 21 of Blaine Wilkes. Oh, and more wrecking.
The 12
What happened to the 12?
He just hit the
Why?
the barrier at the front of the pit lane. I don't know. I think he's trying
was
to
he
make
trying
it
to
on
get-
the pit
Oh, man, that was ugly.
and try to just go pit real quick and take the penalty. He didn't quite make it.
Probably
He
had some
missed
steering
by about
issues after
20
all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. You seen that guy at the boat ramp do stuff like that before? Oh, I might have had 20 beers too many. Can't put this boat on the trailer. Hit the dock and everything else. That's what that looked like to me.
Well, helps if I go look at the right one. There's 8 machine. Oh, just getting all topsy-turvy down there on the apron. As we watch that 12, yeah. Try to come down and, just hit those barrels.
I mean, I think he just lost a lot of control in the truck and tried to make the decision to go down. It just wouldn't turn for him.
Freight train
like
out there.
Oh, what?
Freight train out
What
there
is that?
joining us in the YouTube chat saying, come on, DW and NTR, hashtag NTG Trucking. Of course, Freight Train over there in the Numb Thumbs Trucking, one of your dedicated truck drivers in that virtual trucking company that they have set up over there. If you like American Truck Simulator or Euro Truck Simulator, they do them both. And it's a great community. They do convoys at least weekly, sometimes more often than that. It's a lot of fun over there.
They do Euro trucking?
Yeah,
Look.
every now and then, yeah. Sure do.
Do you have to count in the metric system? Like, do you
It's
need liters?
It's kilometers per hour.
What about fuel? How much fuel do you need? Is it liters?
I imagine so.
See, that would throw me off.
Well, you don't have to really keep track of that. You just drive the.
No, you
Adam,
need to know how many
Adam, you're-
liters of fuel you have.
You're looking too deep into it, my guy.
Why?
I don't know why you are.
Just don't like the metric system part. That's part of my point. I
I
like
think
freedom
you
units.
We all over freedom units as well.
I think so. If you don't like it, leave it.
Freight Train's all about the leader. He's on leaders.
Liters.
Leaders.
I don't even
Adam.
know how you would get that calculated, you know? But my brain's fried, guys. It just thinks of the dumbest things, you know?
I mean,
Pretty
we
sure
have-
y'all know that. Yeah, you too.
Sure.
Some people may be new here. They don't know. You
They
know,
don't know
I'm
how
like
fried you are.
the dumb guy that comes up with all these conspiracies and Florida man stuff and the randomness.
Jessica out there pulling for Tim Stubblefield. Of course, he'll be restarting outside row number 2 here in another lap.
What?
Should see the lights go off on the pace truck here any second. See when they pass the start-finish line here. And they do go off, so Stub Nation, be watching that 92. Restarting the outside line right behind DW. In that green and black, sharp-looking Toyota there, that number 1.
Well, Brown, what do you think's going to happen here?
I think we need to expect the unexpected here. I got a feeling we're going to see somebody like Brandon Coleman back in 15th. Albert Anderson's back there in 14th. I got a feeling someone outside of the top 10 here is going to be making some big moves in these final few laps.
So that kind of leads into what, I was going to talk about later on, but let's talk about it now. The winner of sometimes the winner of these races isn't even in the top 10.
Right.
You have people win from 12th place if they're on the lead lap because some of these wrecks are just so big they take a bunch of trucks out, and maybe somebody on the inside line can just keep it nailed to the floor and dodge all the carnage and the people that are lifting and have that escape route and come up with a win. So stay tuned, folks. It definitely ain't over when the white flag goes. You know, that's when the real race starts.
Yeah, it's a lot of luck is involved in super speedway racing. If this was a short track and somebody was tearing away from everybody all night, it would be different. But here, everybody has a chance, you know. You could be, as long as you're in the lead pack, on the lead lap, I think there's a chance, you know, because of all the stuff you said. Mayhem happens. I've found myself at races like this, you know, up front after being in 10th or 15th. Here we go, Brown.
Here we go indeed as they start off side by side here once again. Gonna be 6 laps remain as they go back to the green flag with the 6 machine and the 1 starting side by side. Double O Joe Bennett hopping around trying to find a way up up to the front, as well as the 92 of Stubblefield trying to push that 1 of DW here.
The 7 looking to the outside, trying to get some help here. Tristan Cotton in that Coors Banquet truck.
I don't know if he just lost a little bit of traction or if he was looking to go out there, but
he's got.
We'll see.
Looks like he's going to have to swing on back down.
Someone else lost some ground there.
32 had near contact, may have had contact with somebody there. Went up to the outside wall.
He apologized.
Yeah. You notice there was no response. I mean, that's...
Yeah, I think
we've done that before.
Yeah. Well, that'll carry over to through the season. We'll see some fights with those two, hopefully.
Caleb Sisk doing one heck of a job leading this out inside line here, and he's got lots of help from Double O Joe Bennett. AJ Evangelista right behind him. And look at there, 59. Josh Williams up there, having a heck of a night. Well, Jessica out there still pulling for Tim. Let's go Tim in that 92 92 truck right in the middle.
Well, he's kind of in the middle, like you say, and it's a dangerous position where he's sitting right now.
I like where DW's sitting. I mean, that's a good spot to be at, especially with as many laps as we've got left. That middle and upper line being within striking distance there, to use that momentum on the outside to make that last second pass and duck down to the inside. We'll see what happens here the next couple of laps, but I like where DW's sitting right there. That's a perfect spot. That's where I want to be.
I'm not sure where I'd want to be. Looks like he's doing exactly what you said.
But now he's got to hang on to it. We're going to see if this was too early to make that move or not. Oh, no, there's wrecking. Anderson's around.
Oh, he held it, though.
Did,
yeah,
but
he's got a locked up wheel.
Got a locked up wheel, and the caution flag does indeed come on out.
Right before they took the 2 to go.
Oh, man. So there was 2 going on at the same time because it looked like the 8 machine gets a little sideways as well.
And Brown, this is going to be our first of 3 available green-white checkers that we'll get here tonight in this NTRL race. Goodness.
Well, I mean, I think like Brown said, you know, predict the unpredictable. Because that's what's... I mean, I kind of thought we'd see another caution, and I think typically we do. It's short track, so it's not out of the ordinary.
Is everybody good?
Makes for fun, huh?
Everybody good on fuel here? Gonna add a
gonna
couple
find out.
extra laps here. I'm not sure everybody's going to be good. I think all these guys that pitted on lap 46, they may need to come in and just do a splash and go. Get through the next couple, because you have to plan for 3 green, white checkers if you have 3 available. I don't know. I think you might see some of these guys come down and top off. It's like the back of the field guys are. Because, I mean, if you're already in the back of the field, why not?
Well, you got like Albert, who's probably got some damage. Tristan, Cotton, I don't know if he's got any damage, but those are really your only 2 takers hitting pit road.
I guess everybody's
what I would do.
confident they have enough fuel. Go ahead, bud.
No, I mean, I would wait if I needed. I would at least give it the 1 green, white checker and try to make it. And if we had another, and I needed fuel, I'd come in. But I'd risk it on this first one.
Understandable. Yeah, that's a good call.
A little anger on the radio. I love that. I think. Wasn't that anger?
I didn't hear anything. I heard somebody say there was the lucky dog, but that's all I heard.
Oh, I thought you said, shouldn't you have called you were the lucky dog? Or
No, I
was he
didn't
saying
hear
he
that.
was the lucky dog?
I missed it.
I don't know. Well, I'm sorry.
I got
I'm just
turned
trying
down
to
a little
create.
bit.
I'm trying to create controversy.
I think so.
I'm grasping at straws here.
Well, look at the 42 of Kevin Winker here. I'm looking at this blue and black Muehlberger Custom Homes machine. He has some aero damage. He's got some damage on the rear. He's got damage on the left rear quarter panel. He's got damage on the front. So as long as he's behind somebody, I think he'll be all right. Mark Collins in a similar situation. He's got a little bit of aero damage on there. I mean, at a track where you're doing 235 miles an hour in the draft, I mean, aero is everything. You want to make sure you got a pristine truck. But there are a couple of trucks running out here that have just a touch of aero damage. Well, black flags. Philip Ellis with a black flag there. The driver of the 29 machine. Floridian. It's going to have to come on back down that Mountain Dew machine to get that cleared. It looks like that's what he's doing right now.
Yeah, the YouTube chat's knows what's happening out here. We are about to roll dice in Waco on a Saturday night, just south of Waco a little bit. I've been to the place. Billy Joe Shaver shot a man in the face there over a dice game, and that's what we're doing here. Let's fight over something. Roll the dice. Risk it.
Yeah, as we head on in to some green, white checker racing here, let's remind the folks at home what the rules are here for GWC finish. What's going to happen is we're going to go back to the green flag and light up the skies one more time, and we're going to race back around the racetrack. If the leader crosses the line and takes the white flag, well, we're going to race this one on out to the very end. But if a caution comes out or an incident happens that causes the caution to come out before that leader crosses the start-finish line to take the white flag, well, we get to re-rack and stack and do it all over again.
Up to maybe 2 more times.
Up to multiple times.
Yes.
All right. I think AJ Evangelista, up 23 spots, is working harder than real Mrs. Poindexter tonight, along with Derek Welch. Let's see who ends up getting that trophy.
Yeah,
Is the hardest charger.
We're just going to have to wait and see as the pace truck peels off down onto pit road, which means it's time to buckle up and strap on those drinking helmets and throw inhibition out the window. Green white checker racing here from iRacing Super Speedway as the 1 and the 6 go side by side. Both lines getting a pretty good charge here. You can already see the 15 of Vince Short trying to make up a few positions there as well as they shuffle and bustle, remaining side by side down into turns 1 and 2. Neither line giving up.
driver of the 15, Vince Short, he knew about the 42's aero damage. I think he took advantage of that, went ahead and went around him there. Good job using your brain there to make up an extra spot.
And if there's an open spot, there's an open spot as the 05 goes around and the yellow flag comes on out. Oh, and he's still getting beaten, battered, and bruised. Well, there goes there goes that fight you were talking about there.
Right before the line.
Oh, man. Oh, that doesn't happen very often, that close to reaching that finish line. Wow.
Look how fast that pace truck is. That damn crew cab Chevrolet's got a supercharger in it or something.
Oof. Oh, man.
Well, don't worry. At about 30,000 miles, the transmission will go out on it.
Yeah, it probably will. Well, Skunkworks Graphics Racing
after the warranty. What's up?
He said, by the way, the 14 did not get into the bumper of the 13 on lap 3. He came down into my fender, so he was not hooked. Didn't get hooked around there.
I thought that was a net code. Was that the net code one?
I can't remember.
I don't know. We kind of lose.
That was 60 laps ago.
Yeah.
Well, and I might have said something to where, like, I made it seem like somebody's mad at somebody. So I do kind of like, don't let the facts get in the way of a good story. So remember that when you're listening to us. I don't always. Sometimes I fib a little bit. That's part of my whole thing. Just a little fib. Maybe make it seem like somebody's mad at somebody.
Right. And by definition, by the way, hooked does not mean someone's at the fault for doing something. You can get hooked and it's the person who ends up getting hooked's fault.
Yeah.
Black Skunkworks says that, sometimes before you see all the angles, you're just calling it like you see it before you see all the camera angles. So get it wrong sometimes, but we try to do our best to go back and review it.
Oh, I don't. I just, like I said, we just try to make it up times too. Like, oh, he's mad at this guy. He hooked him. Yeah,
I'll tell you what,
I don't remember that particular incident, but
yeah,
it's all right. We're just 3 blind mice up here. I know that.
Tell you what, this is going to be an exciting finish here. Whether we finish on this green-white checker or the next one.
Yeah.
It's going to be exciting either way.
Overtime racing is what they call it, I guess.
Yeah, still got 17 trucks on the lead lap that I'm showing scored. Everybody from Derek Welch all the way back to Tate Cawthorn, everybody in between has a chance to win this thing. This is pack racing after all.
And that, Bruce bringing it up again.
Bruce, you're right, Bruce.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting to that point.
I think these drivers are going to be good for one more. I think going into the third one, I think is when we most definitely would probably be seeing issues.
Well, they're not burning much fuel under caution. They are burning some.
No.
I have my setup, where I can kill my ignition and then flip it back on and then dump the clutch when I want to restart the motor. I'm not sure everybody does that anymore.
But I mean, you do have Paul Durkee, Brown Coleman. They came on down. You got AJ Evangelista, Joe David, Tristan Cotton, Dylan Bryant, Kevin Winker. So they're going to be good on fuel. I know most of them were there for maybe damages and whatnot, but
man, I just don't know. It'll be fun to see what happens. If somebody runs out of fuel, though, it's going to cause a big mess behind them. Could be a crash.
Yeah, especially the guys that have been out in front leading these lines. You got uh, DW out there. Of course, the lead drivers are holding it wide open, and the trucks running behind, they're running 3/4 throttle, at least, sometimes less. So they're going to save a little fuel in that regard.
Yep. So we're just gonna have to wait and see as we get all lined back on up to get this party restarted here once again.
I love a good party. Let's make it fun.
Here comes that violent left turn by the pace truck driver. Woo!
Yep. That suspension is working harder than the real Mrs. Poindexter as they make their way back down the front stretch and towards that start-finish line one more time here as we go back to the green flag. The 6 getting to the back bumper of the 1, trying to get that bottom line all rocking and rolling here already. The 15 looking down low here once again to sneak a few extra positions out of the restart here as they go 3 wide with the 59 stuck up in the middle. Oh, and the 15! Oh, there we go. We're going to round number 3. 23 to 42. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, 42 might be done after that one. That was a lot of damage. It is still running. What happened? The 15 did his normal go to the bottom and try to pick up a position or two on the restart, but was the 59 in the middle there for very long?
It was, but oh, you know what? It started off as a little net code. It got like the net code kind of magnetic pole there between the 59 and the 15. And then, yeah, the 15 just starts going around right there in the middle of the track. And, it gets on up into Mark Collins there. And after that, that was all she wrote. 15 going for a wicked ride. 42 we saw there going for a wild ride.
That's wild. I hope this net code thing gets fixed soon. This is been a long time this has been happening.
Well, here's what's going on, and I've said this before. Right now, you're on the Katy Freeway, west of Houston, and it's about 3:45 in the afternoon, and you're trying to get somewhere. You got one hand on the wheel, beer between your legs, and a pistol in your other hand. And you're just fighting, trying to get through and survive the thing. And that's what they're doing out here tonight.
If it's going to do any good, it better be like a 1911 or something you're waving out the window. Something
no, you have to. Yeah. You have to have some high power stuff out there. you definitely don't want to have like a 38 high point. You know what I mean?
Yeah, people are going to laugh at you.
Yeah, you have to have a nice weapon. Because everybody else has one.
You got a few folks coming down, and some of those are for fuel, including Derek Welch there. Not everybody coming down is for damage. Some of that is fuel stops here.
That sucks for Derek because he was leading this thing.
Oh, Yahtzee.
Well, you can't. You just got bad luck sometimes, and you run out of luck. Keep pushing the envelope, Brown, and I think it's been a while since we've seen 3 green-white checkers.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've had to go through, having to go through this time and time. Normally, after the first one, maybe we go to a second one, but yeah, it's been a hot minute since we've gone to all 3. And yeah, we love you too, there, buddy. It's all good. We got you in the Skunkworks there in the chat. Yeah, we love you, brother.
Did I do it again? Did I blame somebody for something?
No, if anybody, it was me.
Well, yeah, we get kind of crazy sometimes.
Yeah.
That's why I try to always be like, well, could have been this, it could have been that. But we don't always get it right. That's a proven fact.
Well, you know what was funny is we were talking. Speaking of not being right, we were talking during the VRL road course race last week at Coda, and one of the drivers was saying how we were talking about his driving line and how we were at. I'm like, you don't want to listen to us, man. I don't know. We don't know what we're talking about.
Don't listen to, especially on a right turn course. Don't listen to me. Yeah, no, we just, a lot of the stuff we just spew out of our mouths. It's like mouth breathing. We just have to kind of we're trying to entertain. It's like the WWE, you know, we're not really telling the truth all the time. We do make plenty of mistakes. But the whole point of the thing is we love doing it. We have fun doing it. And we don't like to offend people. And we just like to be genuinely nice, right?
That's
For the most
bullcrap.
part.
You're the anger management specialist. That is a
Well, I
bunch
mean,
of
I
baloney
know,
coming
but
from you.
I like to be mean to English. I take it out on him.
I know.
And I like
he
to
deserves
see,
it.
Yeah, I like to see fights and stuff, so I might embellish what happens. But I mean, I try to be nice, like generally nice.
Yes.
I don't know who's going to be nice at the end of this race, but I know somebody's probably not going to be nice to try to get up front.
That is correct here, as we're going to have the 00 of Joe Bennett and the 92 of Stubblefield getting things started off side by side. The 6 of Caleb Sisk up there, as well as the 55 of Tom Barish, 32 Nick Biddy fitting short in the 15, 19 Brenton Coleman, 7 of the Tristan Cotton, 05 AJ Evangelista, and the 2 Joe David all make up our top 10. And Jessica, you're like 60 laps too late.
She's trying to do rile me up with the
Tighten up.
Yeah, that's the Houston Oilers that they were stolen in the middle of the night. Those people, those thieves of Nashville. Thievery.
But nonetheless, here we go with the pace car coming on down for the final time. This is going to be it. This is round number 3 of green, white checkers. So no matter what, the next flag will end the race. Here as the 00 and the 92 get all lined on up, and there goes the 92. Oh, he peels away just a little too much from the 55. He's going to have to come on back to get a little bit of drafting help from Tom Barish. Meanwhile, we got some 3-wide splitting action going on down in the middle as the field shuffles and bustles its way down into turns 1 and 2.
Go for all the marbles here. Coming on around, we've got some extra mileage happening here tonight.
Yeah, and then entire 36 miles extra, it looks like, or more. I'm not good at math.
As we remain side by side, we're going 3 wide. The 92 still getting some help from the 55 of Tom Barish up there against the far outside lane as the drivers make their way on down the line, coming towards home. The white flag is out, so here we go, racing this one on out to the very end with that 6 machine giving a huge shove to the 00 of Joe Bennett, continuing to drive away from the 32 of Nick Biddy, who's looking for some help from the 2 or the 78, who can help him on out to close up that gap as they make their way on down the backstretch here to the outside lane. Here comes the 32 with a big run down there on the middle. Is he going to be able to jump up or jump down in time? There's room on either side before they got to the corner. Still 2 wide, 3 wide, 4 wide behind the leaders as they make their way down through turns 3 and 4. One final run coming to home. Looking to the outside is the 6 machine, drag racing to the line with one last bump. The 6 machine is able to skedaddle his way around. The 00 of Joe Bennett and the 78 of Chris Jordan moves his way on up into 3rd.
Damn, what a finish, boys, coming out of 4. We didn't know how it was going to go down, but man alive.
It went down.
What a
And I'll
great
tell you
race.
what, I love the new name for the Trek, El Garbaggio SS.
Super Speedway.
It's a
From now
mess.
on.
Yeah, this is a mess of a track, but It's really a survival thing at this
Yeah.
point. You can have zero skill and win here. No offense to Caleb Sisk. I'm not saying he does, but it's just tough track to survive.
Yeah.
Had fun at the end there, Brown.
Yeah, that we did. Had a fantastic way to end that one. And of course, the ever old adage of whoever's leading out of turn number 4 at a super speedway race usually doesn't win it, man. That thing is starting to come on back again.
Had a couple of folks that we thought might be able to sneak around there, but it's all about the momentum of the lines and how organized they are. And we see this all the time. And
Yeah, and where's your luck? Who are you with? You know,
yeah.
It's not even. There's no skill. I mean, compared to like a Richmond track or something, there's not much skill.
Different skill set, you know.
It is. I mean, you do have to have a skill to do this. I'm not saying you don't, but there's more luck than skill in a track like this. Let's put it that way.
Sure.
And that could definitely be for sure. Meanwhile, we can get some of these driver interviews up and started here tonight as we get to talk with tonight's second place finisher, the double O of Mr. Joe Bennett, the original Florida man down there, man, having one heck of a run to close this one on out. Drag racing across the line, just coming up a little bit short, man. Joe, congratulations. He had a fantastic race here tonight, just was that close to bringing it on home.
Yeah, I know. I figured it was gonna happen, man. I don't really. All my teammates are not racing this season, so I've got one teammate and he didn't make the race tonight. So I knew, I was like, man, I'm too far out here. I know he's gonna pull out, and I wasn't gonna block him because I don't want to get spun. I just need some good finishes. I had a bad finish last week, so just trying to up my get my points.
Yeah, points is where it's at. I mean, that's the whole thing here is getting as many points as you can, and second place is going to get you a ton of points here tonight. Next week, it's not going to be as wide out there for you guys. Y'all are going to the new Atlanta. That track kind of narrows up, when you go to them turns. So, how are you preparing for that? Are you decent at Atlanta? We know that y'all have seen it before.
Yeah, I like Atlanta. It's just you got to really pick and choose where you're going to put your truck at. I prefer the outside. I feel like the outside gets a little bit better of a push and run off the corners and stuff. So I mostly run the outside, but I love Atlanta. I think it's a cool track the way they redid it.
Well, good job tonight. You got 14. That's pretty good there. Points are key. And especially at a track like this, it's tough to survive. So, who would you like to give some shout-outs to?
First of all, shout out to Derek and all the guys over there at Numb Thumbs Racing League. Love racing in these leagues. Shout out to you guys for broadcasting. You guys do an awesome job. Y'all keep the crowd entertained. I got a couple of family members watching, and they're like, these guys are definitely entertaining. And shout out to my dad. He actually was here watching me. He's sitting behind me right now. So, shout out to my uncle too. I think he was watching. But yeah, just shout out to everybody involved in these leagues, man. I love racing in these leagues. And shout out to Caleb, man. We were sticking together there for a little bit.
Awesome, man. Well, big congratulations to the double O of Mr. Joe Bennett coming on home in second place here tonight, man. Congratulations and good job getting those points, and good luck the rest of the way in this season here, buddy.
Yes, sir. Y'all have a good night.
And with that, we'll jump on up to the winner here tonight. And we got to talk to him last week. Well, we're getting to talk to him this week here again. It's the 6th of Caleb Sisk bringing on home the race win. Caleb, congratulations, man. That was definitely a hard-fought win. And, we like to say the old adage of whoever's leading coming out of turn number 4 probably ain't going to be leading as they come across the line. And that is exactly what happened here tonight.
Yeah, I was pretty torn on to push him to the win or to pull out. I wasn't going to wreck him, and if it looked questionable, I would have just kept pushing him. He said he didn't have any teammates, and the Skunk Works team was down 2 trucks this week, so I was he was an honorary team member for me this week at least, and that last restart I was glued to him, and thankfully we could get away from the field a little bit, but not so much that they got a huge run. Otherwise, I think the 32 might have won this race, but a lot of fun. I want to give a shout out to Derek on that second green, white checkered. I don't know if y'all could see, but he probably cleared 6 or 7 black flags while coming through the gearbox, leading a race. That's a lot to do. I mean, he does a really good job. Leagues of this size, people are going to complain, be mad. I've complained before. So huge shout out to Derek. Man, that was a lot of fun. I hope it was fun to watch. Can't believe we used all 3 green, white checkers.
It was a blast to watch, and yeah, Derek's got his hands full. That's for sure. You know, a lot of leagues have dedicated admins and stuff, and Derek's trying to do it all, and he can still get out there and kick ass and have some great finishes out there. But tonight it was all about you and that Skunk Works graphics Toyota, and it sure was a lot of fun watching you race out there. You talked about being down a couple teammates here tonight, but you know, talk a little bit about that as far as, you know, sometimes you just got to run with who's around you, and if you got some good karma built up with some guys, I mean, they're going to help you out, and you're going to help them out until at least the last lap, and then kind of all bets are off by that point, I believe.
Yeah, that's kind of how I felt. Is just take the runs when you could get them, and when they don't come, they don't come. It's not the end of the world. Just out here to have fun. I had told a couple people I'd pit with them on the Twitch stream, and it just, you know, if you drive people with respect, that's all you can do.
Well, and you did that tonight. Got yourself a first place finish. Good job. Can't wait to see you next week. Who do you have some shout outs for?
I'd like to thank Skunkworks Graphics, Jalen Group. That's the teammate that was here tonight. The other 2 had commitments. Man, every week he and I are racing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Sunday night, Friday night. We got 5 leagues that we're in together, so it's a lot. It's a lot of fun, but I'm thankful that he sticks around with me. And then I won't be here next week. I'll miss Atlanta. I'm going to Martinsville with my son, so you guys have a great week next week.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Good. Have fun down there at Bristol, man. Family first, and I know that's something y'all will never forget.
Appreciate it.
Awesome job, man. Well, again, congratulations to the 6 machine of Caleb Sisk, bringing on the race win here tonight, man. Congratulations. Definitely go ahead and celebrate it, and we'll see you guys back out in action again in a couple weeks there, buddy.
Appreciate it.
And with that, we'll move on down to tonight's 3rd step of the podium here and talk with the 78 of Mr. Chris Jordan. And Chris, man, you've got a whole heap and pile of people that are super excited for you over there in the YouTube chat saying, man, we got that Chris Jordan 3rd place for DEP Racing from Josh Kelleher, and then Tristan Cotton saying, man, congratulations getting on that 3rd. Man, this must feel pretty good to step up on that podium.
Oh yeah, this is my first podium in NTRL, and it feels pretty good. It was a great race. I got into that last incident right there at the end, but had my fast repair ready and just tried to stay out of trouble and followed the 32 and the 00 up front once we got past that wreck on the backstretch. And yeah, great race by the number 6, and yeah, just really good race for me.
Well, Chris, you kicked ass as far as dodging the wrecks and going where the momentum was, and the momentum was on the outside there on that last lap, and did a great job and picking up 3rd there. Next week, you guys headed to Atlanta. I don't know if you've raced the new Atlanta very much. I know some of these guys have, and it produces some awesome racing. It's so much fun to watch, but it's a little bit stressful on the drivers because you can go 3 or 4 wide, you know, going through like the quad oval and stuff. But when you get back around to turns 1 and 2, you better be back 2 wide because it narrows up quick.
Oh yeah, and then you got to worry about tire wear a little bit, and
Big time.
I always always want to save my tires for the end of the race, and I just always kind of hang back and see what's going on at Atlanta. And it's a little super sweet speedway basically, and it can be pretty fun, but it's pretty new to everybody. So we'll see how it shakes out and see what we can do next week.
Well, good job on the P3. Who would you like to give some shout outs to?
I'd like to give a shout out to my teammates, Josh Kelleher, the boss, Dan, DEP Racing, Brian Boyd for letting me drive the 78. He's been hurt for a while, but I appreciate him letting me run the 78 in the trucks. And I'd like to thank my sponsors, Sex Wax and Fat Chicks Racing. I got my Fat Chicks Racing gear on right now.
Awesome, man. Well, big congratulations to the 78 Chris Jordan, your third place finisher here from iRacing Super Speedway, man. Congratulations. Enjoy the podium finish, man, and good luck the rest of the season here, buddy.
Thank you, guys. Hope you enjoyed the race.
And that indeed we most certainly did, as that brings a conclusion to all the driver interviews here tonight. And fellas, we had ourselves a wild ride like we kind of thought we would have here from iRacing Super Speedway. And of course the what do you call it, the netcode and all the iRacing glitches are still definitely ever so present when they're going 250 miles an hour.
Yeah, and the balance was good. We talked about this a little bit before the race, as far as was it going to be a flag to flag thing, or is it going to be a caution fest? It was right in the middle. We had a good balance here today, and some guys unfortunately had their day ended early, and some folks snuck up and made a whole bunch of spots. We had a couple of drivers that were up 20 spots, like Joe David in the two. So it was a lot of fun to watch, and I hope the folks out there on YouTube got their money's worth.
Yeah, these races are always a crapshoot, but they made the best of it. It's fun sometimes when you're racing these, especially if you kind of get to sneak up there. But it's also frustrating when you get turned for no reason, or you didn't know, nothing wrong and crashed. It's frustrating. But hey, keep pushing forward. Next week, Atlanta, that's going to be fun.
That it will be, as we take a look here at tonight's finishing order here from these drivers. Here tonight, the 6 machine of Caleb Sisk picking up the race win, with the 00 Joe Bennett machine up 14 spots on the day, finishing in second, as the 78 Chris Jordan with a fantastic finish here at the end to steal that last place on the podium. You got the 32 Nick Biddy fighting all night long, up 14 spots, finishing in fourth. You got the 19 of Brandon Coleman up 19 in fifth, with the 92 of Stubblefield having a great run, up 15 spots, finishing in sixth. That 2 of Joe David having a great run, up 19 spots, finishing in seventh, with the 1 of Derek Welsh having a great run there, especially towards the end, up 14 spots, finishing in 8th. Ninth will go to the 15 of Vince Short, who we saw was definitely making use of whatever run he could find there on all those restarts. He finishes here today in that 9th spot, with the 59 of Mr. Josh Williams running out your fields, finishing top 10.
I've got Tristan Cotton finishing in 10th spot, up a whole bunch of spots.
Well, then in that case, he would be up 21 spots. And your hard charger of the day, Mr. Tristan Cotton.
And that awesome Coors Banquet paint. I love that throwback paint. That's awesome. And it's good beer, too. The 55 of Tom Barris, that double nickel machine, down a couple of spots here. He'll finish in 11th. Dylan Bryant in the number 8 Pepsi machine. He'll finish right about where he started there in 12th. Brandon Coleman up a whole bunch of spots in the 19 machine. Good night for him. He'll finish in 13th place. 14th will be H.A. Evangelista, up 14 spots in that 05 truck. The 23 of Mark Collins. Mac, disappointing night for him tonight. He's down 11. He'll finish in 15th place. still on the lead lap, though. Also on the lead lap, Paul Durkee in the 13 machine will finish in 16th. And that is all the lead lap drivers. Kevin Winker in the 42 machine had a little bit of damage there, aero damage that hurt him here late, and he'll finish in 17th place. 18th, also 2 laps down, Blaine Wilkes in the 21 machine. Tate Cawthorn in the 98 truck, up about 11 spots. He'll finish in 19th place. And rounding out your top 20, 76 truck of Jeff Ottinger.
99 America's driver Albert Anderson he was running quick early. I think he ran into some issues. Started on the pole, ended up 21st, 22nd. Benjamin McKinnon in the 12:07 Crystal Viano. 23rd, 24th Philip Ellis in the 29 truck. Number 5 Anthony Williams, 25th, 26th D. Allen Grote. We saw him in a big incident earlier. 88 Nicholas Tucker, 27th, 28th. The 22 Chuck Kiger. 54 James Lee, 29th, 30th Scott Milner. Dylan Ritchie, 31st, and I don't think Dave Holmberg even gridded a car. So that's it for tonight.
And that is, in fact, your field here from iRacing Super Speedway. As always, we thank you all for tuning in and watching, because you guys are the reason why we do this and have such a good time of doing it on top of all that. So be sure to hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell so you get alerted every single time that we go live. And of course, if you enjoy any of the racing action, be sure to hit that thumbs up button so we can continue to grow this fantastic little community we got going on. Of course, we have to say a huge thank you to Davidson Builders, DEP Graphics, Sim Gear Central, Trek Bar Media, and Beadle's Custom Car Carriers, as well as Muehlberger Custom Homes and the Goats Racing for supporting here the NTRL, because without your support, they wouldn't be able to put on the fantastic show week in and week out, and that they do. So big thank you to all our proud sponsors. So that's going to bring us to a close here tonight, but don't you worry, you don't have to wait too long. We're back in action here once again tomorrow as the Num Thumbs Racing League Next Gen Series starts to go into action. I think they're going to Chicagoland.
Chicagoland, that's right. Yes,
oh,
sir.
Man, that's a good throwback track. Gonna see some fantastic racing there tomorrow, and we can't wait to see you all there. But until then, I'm Alan Brown for Alan English and Adam Turner. We're signing off.
We gone.
See ya.